What's going on, y'all? Y'all already know what it is. This is D100 TV. But in case you don't know, in 2003, I was sentenced to 19 years in prison in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And I recently just came home. Uh, but getting right into it, because that's what we do. We chop it up. We get into different topics. We talking about politics. We're talking about the money system in prison. We're talking about how prison works, the inside, the culture within. A lot of times people are intrigued by what prison is. They watch movies, they read books, they read articles, they watch content like this, and I get it. Prison is a part of society. Whether a lot of people want to acknowledge it or not, prison is a part of society. And whether a lot of people want to acknowledge it or not, prison impacts so many people, whether directly or indirectly. So here we are. We're talking about prison, right? Let me tell you something about prison. Prison is a complex working system that reflects free society. And this is facts, man. When you walk into a prison, there's politics. There's different political parties. They're called gangs. There's different governors or presidents or whatever you want to call them. They're called shot callers. You've got to really sit back and analyze what's going on in the pod and pay attention to your surroundings, because depending on which pod you're in, more than likely, they've already got a culture that's in place. Whether it's how the phones are working in there, whether it's how the lines go for the microwave, whatever it is, there's always a way of life that's going on within a dorm that's helping to maintain some sort of peace, though it can get tricky. Once you figure that out, you got one or two options. You either get in where you fit in, you fall into the culture, or you buck against it. If you buck against it, more than likely, you're putting a target on your back. So more than likely, you're going with the culture. And you understand why you're going with the culture real quick. Who's got influence? Who can put their word out there and a bunch of people to move? Who's got soldiers in the pod? Who's getting money? You're paying attention to all of these things. When we're talking about money in prison, because a lot of people want to know how that works. When you're dealing with money in prison, there's a bank. It's called the store box. Usually the store box is a guy that's got the most commissary, etc. And he's able to lend stuff to guys that need it. Why? Because guys need things. A lot of time guys are in need. They may only be surviving off a prison job. Prison jobs, you're only making 27 cents an hour, and one soup is 54 cents at the time when I was locked up. So do the math. Food is currency. So, for example, if I wanted to play or get in a poker game and the buy-in was $1, I might go to a store box guy and say, hey, can I get 2 honey buns that may equivalent, maybe just a little bit over $1? And he'll say, sure, you got to give me 3 back. Store day comes, I give him 3 back, debt cleared, we're good. Store day comes, I don't give him 3 back, debt not cleared, probably going to be a problem. That's what goes on in prison. Some people call it banking, some people call it loan sharking. Nonetheless, it's the money system in prison. Of course, there's other financial streams of revenue in prison. We all know the drug game is real in there. Anything you want, anything that's on the street, you can get in prison. We see it all the time. We see it in posts. It's out there, so I can talk about it. We see people post about it. But remember, money makes the world go round. The average correctional officer is not making that much money. And look at things, how they are, inflation, all of that. And then put into the fact that most prisons are placed out in the middle of the country or places where there's not really too many job options. So people that are working there, they probably don't want to be there. It's a recipe for so much potential when it comes to being a guy that's locked up trying to make things happen in there. Influence is real when it comes to the guard and staff. And that's another way that revenue gets increased, because sometimes guys prefer cash money. I was one of those guys. If I could get cash money, that's what I preferred on the inside, because it had a higher amount of value. Why? I don't know. Because it's not like a guy could use it and walk up to the vending machine. But some guys just wanted to collect. Some guys were sending it home, etc. But yeah, in prison, in short, there is a political structure. There are chairmen of the board, so to say, and there's a banking system. There's most definitely checks and balances. That's what's going on in prison. If you like just, this brief short video, don't worry, there's more coming. Follow, subscribe, hit the bell so you can get those notifications. We're just getting started, But we're just really just introducing ourselves over here. When I say we are the 100 TV. You're gonna see me up here with guests. You're gonna see me here with the behind the scenes team that's out here working in the communities. You're gonna see some of the other good brothers that I've known over the years, some serving time in prison. There's a lot that's gonna be going on up here, man. Until then, appreciate y'all support. Oh yeah, and podcast coming soon. Tell a friend, tell a friend. And yeah, we tell stories up here too. We do Q&A. I pay attention to the comments. Y'all got questions, put them in there, and I'll try my hardest to do videos and stuff like that as well. And then when I get to streaming and get up here and start doing these lives, I definitely want y'all commenting. So let's go, man. Let's get it. Peace.